Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Thunderstorm. Today we are talking about Pokemon Legends Z-A. With me is Sliv
Excuse me, we're Canadian. It's pronounced Z-A.
and the Nameless Guest.
Yo, what's up?
And once again, we have a new Pokemon game to talk about. Gentlemen, general thoughts on this game. Let's get straight into it. General thoughts on how you each feel about this game.
I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was really fun and really good. The new battling mechanics took a lot of time to get used to, and I do think that if it had a flaw to a point, it would be the battle mechanics. But most other things, I have no gripes with.
Nameless Guest?
I had a good time with this game. I quite enjoyed it a lot because I don't know, it's just a fresh take. It feels like Pokemon, but it's different. You know, it's not one of those spin-off games where it's something like really weird. I don't know, like Pokemon Ranger where you draw circles around Pokemon and stuff. You know,
Yep.
it still really did feel like Pokemon, but in like a slightly different take with its more actiony combat. Which was fun. I do think its battle mechanics, while I enjoyed them, are a bit unrefined. I would like them to do it again and do it better in the future. But overall, I did have a good time, and I don't regret my purchase or anything. So I'm quite glad that I played it.
I'm going to say that I had a good time, but I think out of all of the mainline games, this is probably the worst one by a country mile. I did not enjoy my time as much as both of you did. While having fun with the mechanics, I feel like they simplified battling a little too much for my taste, and I didn't like this one.
Yeah, well, I'll say that for sure. I think the big thing will come down to the battling style. If you can enjoy it or not will determine how much you really like this game. I think that's the big thing.
You know, a couple years ago when we were talking about Legends Arceus, you kind of mentioned that the whole game, Legends Arceus, was what you wished the wild area was in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I definitely agree with that sentiment. I feel like this whole game should have been what like the Team Star hideouts were in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I see that because of the way that we kind of control our Pokemon. If the Team Star hideouts played like this game's combat system, they would feel so much better because the Team
Yeah.
Star hideouts are like one of the worst parts of Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. I think at the very least, I think if you were to like if we're out here grabbing like parts of each game to make the perfect Pokemon game, I would love to see in the magical Christmas land where this happens again, a game that Arceus is the wild area. This is the star hideouts with more to it personally. But anyway, let's talk about gameplay.
Actually, let's start with.
Yeah.
I want to start with like what I feel is the most boring thing to talk about, and that
Sure.
is the technicals.
The graphics as usual, yes.
Graphics and technicals, because I just kind of want to get it out of the way because people talk about it all the time.
Yep.
This game we all played on Switch 2, so just for everyone listening, that's the baseline. We all played on the newest console, and it ran pretty much flawlessly on the
Yep.
Switch 2. I only had like one frame rate issue, and it was like in the final thing when I was opening my menu. So it didn't really affect anything, and it was just because it was loading the menu while it was also dealing with everything else on screen.
I too only had one frame rate issue very close to the end of the game.
I've honestly heard from people playing on Switch that this actually runs quite well on that as well.
Oh, I kind of heard the
I've
opposite.
heard the
but-
opposite. I heard that it was
Okay.
unplayable.
You know what? That's all hearsay. Let's not worry
That's
about
true.
that.
That's not what we know.
All right, you
We
know what
did
we need to
do
do?
it.
We need to call off the podcast and go play the Switch 1 version of the game.
No,
Uh,
Then
no.
come back and
no.
do the podcast.
Dear God, no.
No. I'm sure there is a video out there talking about it in like detail, some Digital Foundry-esque thing. People can look that up. So I thought that was fine. In terms of the actual graphics of the game, I think the character models and the Pokemon models look really good. I think
Yes.
those are very solid. The biggest issue with the game is obviously the environments. The buildings are
Yeah.
flat, which looks really goofy, but I kind of stopped noticing it after a while because it's honestly not the biggest deal that the windows are flat. You're not looking at windows that often, or not like examining them that often.
Windows are supposed to be flat.
Okay.
It don't matter to me.
Though whatever. The buildings look like shit. In Arceus, the trees look like shit. I don't care. I don't care that things look a certain way. I care about like the environment. I care about going into a place and feeling like I'm a part of it. And I feel like this city, like Lumio City, really sucked in general. I feel like it is one area copy pasted in a very in like a circle. I felt like no parts of the city felt remarkable compared to any other parts of the city, minus obviously when Wild Zone areas popped up. And even then, like what? One of them was like a snow area, and one of them was like a fountain.
But you're forgetting about the spooky graveyard.
Oh, sure. I'll admit that I actually kind of liked that we were fighting Pokemon in a graveyard. I think that was actually kind of fun. But I feel like as a city, this feels very boring. And I've heard a lot of complaints about the size of this map. I don't really care too much about the size. For me, it is about what it does with that area. And I think that this game really missed the mark for that with me.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with the way the city is designed is that it has districts, like, you know, it has like the Rouge district and the Vert
Mhm.
district, stuff like that. They didn't do anything with that outside of change the color of the banners.
Yep.
Like those districts should have had more unique styles to it than we really got. It did all feel like the same general like asset layout. So I can agree with that. Ultimately, it didn't bother me too much. It just was kind of a thing. The various wild zones are like distinct enough from each other. I mean, they're just areas that are a little more overgrown, basically, and they have Pokemon in them. So I don't know. It didn't bother me too much, but I can agree that yeah, the city is kind of samey as you go through it. In terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
size, though, I actually kind of liked the size of the city, but I think that's just because I'm really tired of just like massive open
World
worlds,
cities.
right?
Yeah, we have Infamous, we have Spider-Man, we've done it before at the end of the day.
I'm just kind of tired of just big spaces in general. I don't like having to walk 10 minutes to get to my next objective. I like that this game, with its fast travel system, you can get anywhere in the city in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
At most.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, really. And look at the amount of side quests, at least, they provided. There was always something to do
Oh,
in the
fuck side
Nothing
quests.
Burger that was the walls of Lumios.
Buddy, if you're calling Lumios a nothing burger, the side quests were the nothing condiments on that nothing burger. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All of them are trash. Every single side quest I did was just like talk to person or fight Pokemon.
Come on,
I
you
mean,
didn't want to go collect 5
With like with like what? Oh wow, I get a fucking like piece of S or S candy at the end of it and a berry.
here, have a
Like,
sunstone.
I mean, I did every side quest in the game, I believe, unless
okay.
there's some hidden ones at the end that I did not unlock. I think I did 118. I think it said 118 out of 118.
So how were they for you?
I mean, they were fine. I mean, the main thing is like, what do you want them to do? Right? A lot of them are going to be talk to people, battle Pokemon, or catch Pokemon, because those are the 3 things we really do in the game. The rewards aren't always the best. Some of them are nice. Example, I was going for full dex completion, and if you do side quests, you can easily get a like a Galarian Slow King, so you don't have to do that trait evolution, which was nice.
Yeah, sure.
Again, I think they're fine. There are some that annoyed me, but they were also the ones that like made me engage with the game the most, which were ones where it was like, please battle me with this specific Pokemon. And like there's a quest line where you have to use Furfro, and there's like 5 different fights where you have to use your Furfro against other people's Furfros. And then it accumulates in a final fight against a guy that has 6 of them. And it was like, this is like a lot for the side quest that is about a Pokemon I really don't like. So I had to build around a Furfro, which was kind of fun. I don't know. I would say they're not amazing, but at the end of the day, most video game side quests, unless they have like a lot of production value behind them, are really just talk to people and then do the game mechanics. And that's what these side quests were.
And at the end of the day, like that is pretty much the same for most Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing we haven't seen before and nothing I haven't complained about before.
Yeah. There's a lot of like there's a decent number of side quests where characters like, I need a really big one. So like you oftentimes just try to find an alpha of it. And that
Sure.
works. It's kind of fun to go, okay, well, I now need to hunt down this alpha. Except for the one where characters like, I need a really big one, but it can't be an alpha.
Oh, gross.
just to be annoying. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say the side quests were like super great or anything, but I don't know, I had a good time with them because it made me engage with the game mechanics more, and I enjoyed the mechanics decently enough.
Pour one out for all those people that don't have any reading comprehension and traded the NPCs their Pokemon in the side quests. Hey, I need this extra large Go-Goat. Okay, here you go. Okay, the Go-Goat's mine now. Have fun. For all those people that use Go-Goat on their team,
Yeah,
I'm not
entirely, I'm not entirely sure how often that happened to people. But
according to Reddit, enough because people were giving NPCs
It's Reddit,
their
bro.
shinies. Yeah, you're right. The Redditors, they
It's Reddit, bro. They deserve it. They had it coming.
Yep.
Especially Pokemon Redditors. Sorry. Okay. So
so we talked about the technicals. We talked about side quests. Now, what do you want to talk about next?
well, how about just core gameplay? Like how do we feel about this system? Because that's really what the game is all about.
So the battle system, I feel like it is a good first try. That's what I'll give it. It has issues for sure, and unfortunately, I think the primary, like the best strategy 90% of the time is just to use big moves. When they try to add a bunch of stuff, you know, like how Stealth Rocks now creates like a field of damage instead of it being like a switch-in thing. So like they tried to change up some moves in ways that are interesting, but ultimately at the end of the day, you should just be using your big moves to just immediately kill
On
your
cooldown.
opponent.
Yeah.
Which is a bit unfortunate. It's a bit awkward to control the Pokemon, like to get them to where you want. But again, for most battles, you don't really even need to worry about positioning. You just need to blast, which is unfortunate.
I will say controlling the Pokemon was incredibly difficult, and Stealth Rock, the few times someone used it, gave me the biggest problems because my mons would just keep trying to walk through it like a jackass. I didn't enjoy that.
I honestly felt like anytime like a Stealth Rock or a Spikes showed up, I would just position myself behind them, have my Pokemon use like Rock Slide, which would make it come to me, and then use like a physical attack and then go around it.
Yeah, they're
Annoying.
not the biggest deals, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, I like what they tried to do, and I feel with more, like if they do it again, with more refinement, it could be cool. The biggest issue I feel with it is I kind of want more control over the Pokemon in general.
Yes.
Which almost makes me like, I was trying to think of how do you improve this, and it just came down to like controlling it like an RTS.
Maybe.
Which I was like, but I don't want that in Pokemon, especially because that generally requires mouse control. And the Switch 2 can do that. I don't want to do
Technically,
it.
yes.
Technically,
So
yes. I don't want that.
I'm gonna
Like,
try
even
to.
if it was like a different kind of ARPG where like you controlled the Pokemon itself, that would be fine. But then that kind of defeats the point of trainer positioning, and I don't know, wild Pokemon deciding to walk up to the guy standing all the way there and punching him in the face instead of the thing that just like burnt it.
Yeah, controlling the Pokemon directly would be. It kind of, well, at that point, it probably wouldn't involve the trainer getting hit.
Yeah.
But it
Mhm.
also kind of removes the idea of the trainer in a lot of ways. We're playing as the trainer, not the Pokemon itself.
Mm.
If there was a game where we played as the Pokemon directly, I would want it to be a game where there's actually only a few playable Pokemon, but they all have like interesting movesets. Like it's kind of like what they did with Pokken, you know.
Hmm,
But not a fighting game. I don't know
maybe.
exactly what that game would be, but that's not like a mainline Pokemon. It wouldn't be like a creature collecting one. It would be you have like 10 different Pokemon you can choose from, and each one like plays really differently. They're like RPG party members in an action RPG.
Yeah,
So
that's a neat concept. I
But
think that
that's a
would be
very
cool.
different thing. But this combat system, again, yeah, I think it needs refinement. It's not like super great, and it doesn't have a lot of depth. Whereas like normal Pokemon, it can be simple. If you know what you're doing in like the main story, it is very easy just to have a fast sweeper
oh
that
sure,
just hits
yeah.
things with powerful moves, and you don't have to think at all. But you know, in competitive, it has a lot going for it. In this game, I just don't see that it'll have a lot like it'll have a deep metagame or anything outside of like this move comes out fast and does a lot of damage, so you should use it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to break down, I think, what my big issue with the system is. And that's that I feel like I miss the anticipation of Pokemon. I feel like this system, I feel brain dead when I'm playing this game. Like, it is pressing all of my stuff on cooldown, moving a certain direction, and then pressing all my stuff on cooldown. I miss putting in an attack and, or, looking at my attacks and wondering if my Pokemon will go first, if my move will kill them, if my move will kill the wild Pokemon and I'll lose it forever. I actually, that this game made me miss making Pokemon faint in the wild. I like the weird game of chicken you had to play in previous games where you would have to get it really low and use a status move. And I understand that that is annoying to a lot of people, but I think that's one of my favorite parts of Pokemon, and what kind of makes those catches so satisfying is thinking about moves and wondering how much damage I'm going to do. And I feel like if okay, I've accepted that the game play is relatively brain dead. And as you've said before, some Pokemon games you certainly can go brain dead for. Most Pokemon games you can go brain dead for most of them. I wish that with this system we had more to do. I feel like this system might actually lend itself quite well to like a 3v3 capture the flag, more action oriented thing as it is when I look at like multiplayer for it. I feel like anytime we went into a battle with like multiple Pokemon, it was just like a cacophony of particles on the screen, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on by most of those fights by the end. And yeah, I just think that the system, it a is just a bit too simple for me, and B, with that simplicity, does not go far enough in any interesting direction. That's how I feel about this game in general.
One thing I will say is that the biggest strength of this combat system is its speed. It goes very fast,
Sure.
which is somewhat nice considering that normal Pokemon has a problem of battles being too slow. Like normal Pokemon, and not slow in like it takes too long to defeat anything, but like it just has like in
Yep.
too
There's
many
time to
text
get in.
boxes.
There's time to get out. Yep.
Like every time you lower and raise a stat, it has to tell you like attack up, defense down, and it goes through all of them and plays the animations, and it's like this could be much faster than it is. And this game, it's really fast. So honestly, like what I'm thinking for this is you actually bring this combat system into like mainline Pokemon, but only for wild Pokemon. This is how you encounter and fight wild Pokemon, and then trainer battles are like the traditional turn-based. Because wild Pokemon are generally not, they're generally just like a small obstacle in your way.
Sure. I was actually thinking the same thing, to be honest, playing through the game. Yeah.
If you bring it into mainline, then you can still have like the wild Pokemon try to attack the trainer, and you have to dodge them while also commanding your Pokemon. And then trainer battles where they're obviously not going to target the trainer anyway, you bring to more a traditional turn-based, and you can build your team and around like this is my guy for dealing with wild Pokemon, and then this is my guy for dealing with trainers, because there are moves in this game that I would never normally use for
Yeah,
various reasons.
That's true.
That I would use here. Like normally I would not use Hydro Pump because I hate that it has a mischance. Despite how powerful it is, I don't like that it has a mischance. I would prefer to use Surf. But in this game, Hydro Pump it just has a longer cooldown, and I can use other moves during that cooldown, so it's not as big a deal, but it'll still hit the enemy. So I could see that going forward, because Scarlet and Violet had the thing where you just send your Pokemon out and it like battles things for you. If you replaced, and obviously that's how the Team Starbases worked. So if you replace that with us being able to command our Pokemon to use moves and it activates this battle, maybe still include the ability to enter normal battles with wild Pokemon if people want to do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. I think it could work.
I
do,
think it could
obviously.
work for, I don't know. Again, I really enjoyed Alpha Fight, not in this game, but in Arceus. I liked that they would constantly like up their stats and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe you could have like a weird thing where like they're trying to kill you in the beginning and you have to do something in order to get them into that. I still do like the idea of a big Pokemon fight or like fighting a big Pokemon, but in this game, it's kind of just press all the buttons.
Yeah, a lot of alpha fights are really just do everything on cooldown. But actually, that I guess leads into talking about the mega fights in terms of
Sure.
big Pokemon. I think the mega fights are kind of where the system works best.
Agreed.
I think they are the highlight of the game in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
Because they're a boss fight, you have to manage where your Pokemon is positioned and where you are positioned, because they're primarily attacking you. They're not primarily attacking your Pokemon.
Mhm.
And they have big AoEs that hit and leave. Sorry, they like you have to keep your Pokemon out of, and they'll leave puddles of damage. I think they're really well done, and they're probably the best like boss fights I've seen in a Pokemon game. What's it? The Scarlet and Violet had the Titan Pokemon, but the Titan Pokemon just felt like Pokemon with big HP bars.
Yes.
There wasn't really anything to them. This felt like a boss fight, which was cool. That's what it was.
I like that at multiple points, like the legitimate strategy was to put your Pokemon back in the ball and start dodging.
Yes.
And that was just something like the game didn't tell you that, as far as I know. I didn't read any of the text boxes.
I don't think it did. I just started doing it.
Yes. I'm glad like you just intuit to do that. And that's just a natural part of the system. Like they actually are quite well done.
Yeah, again, I think they're kind of the highlight of the game. They're the part where I had the most fun. Because the Battle Royale, well, it really depends on how much you enjoy the combat system, but it gets tiresome. Like, even if you enjoy the combat system, it gets tiresome. And it makes sense why they gave you a big skip, because if you actually had to do all 26 ranks, it would be really boring.
You know what? They should have just made us do all 26 ranks, really.
Dear God, no.
I mean, in a sense,
Had that runtime, baby.
In a sense, they do, because I believe we skip like 15 or so ranks. I forget exactly. And if you want to get Mega Floette, you need to win 15 times in the post game. So if you want everything, which I didn't do, I only did it 10 times because I was getting bored. You do have to kind of do all the ranks in a sense.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of the Battle Royale, to be honest. I'm generally not usually a fan of stealth gameplay because I'm relatively bad at it, if I'm gonna be honest. But I felt like even though fights were relatively fast, it I felt like they were also they're like whenever you faint like a trainer's Pokemon, I felt like that shit could just come out a bit faster. I don't know. It felt in some weird way a little too slow. Like the transition between them putting their Pokemon back and sending out another one was just like we could speed this up a little, surely.
Yeah, sure. I guess I can agree with that. I don't know. The battle royale was like kind of fun, but again, it does get tiresome. It really depends on the combat and how much you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I will say its stealth was always a little jank. There were moments where it's just like, come on. Uh,
It's like I'm hiding behind a tiny bush and like Gyarados is just right next to me and it's fine.
Oh yeah, no, I'll send up my Pokemon that'll walk right up to yours and you're not gonna notice it, but I'm like very clearly hidden away from you and you somehow notice me. Got it. All
Well,
right.
it makes sense in universe. It's when two trainers, their eyes meet, the battle starts.
Right, but not the giant fuck off Tyranitar that's running towards you
Oh
to
no, no,
bite your
no.
ass off. Got
That
it.
that's just normal in the Pokemon universe.
Yep. Everyday occurrence. So, would we like to talk about the last part of gameplay, which is fucking traversal?
well, I mean, we haven't really talked about the wild areas in general, like
Oh, this is true.
the experience of walking through wild areas, catching Pokemon. It's fine. I don't know. It's kind of like Legends Arceus, but it's way less important.
I could kind of tell where the wild areas were going to be as I was going through the early game.
Yeah, you can tell
And
a few of them for sure.
Yeah.
and then there wasn't really much to the wild areas. Some of them were really, really small. Like that one with the four gardens in the circle.
Sure. Yeah, there's definitely a few that are perhaps a bit too small. I wouldn't. Yeah, none of them really impressed me like a lot in any way. But I don't know. Going through and I liked that it would keep track of every Pokemon in the wild area, so that you have this little
Yeah.
like completionist thing where I want to catch everything that can show up here, so that it tells me, "Good job, you did it."
Yeah.
I liked that.
I caught everything in every wild area before I moved on to the next one. So
Yeah, that is
it did
how
its
I
job.
played the game too. So I liked that. I wouldn't say they were super impressive. Its general catching was just Legends Arceus, but obviously it's less important because we don't need to catch as much stuff here. It's not about filling out the Pokedex. You do that to get TMs.
I will
battle.
say, I mean, yeah, it is. You can't do some of the funny, like, throwing tricks you can in Legends Arceus. Like, I don't know. There's no, like, bonus for, like, being in a bush and, like, hitting a Pokemon in the back of the head that they don't notice you.
But you can still get bonuses from hitting them in the back.
Yeah, you can give them back shots.
Jesus.
Why does the game call it that?
You can still do that. It's not as prevalent this time. In terms of what you were talking about earlier, where you kind of liked the during normal Pokemon catching, where you gotta bring it low and use the status move, you can still do that in this. You can still bring them low and do all that, or you can bet it all on one shot by knocking them out to get like a big bonus. Because knocking them out is not a guaranteed capture. So there's still some thought process here.
Sure,
It's
but
it's different, but
statuses don't affect catch rate now, though.
do they not?
No.
Okay.
When you're fighting so many things in quick succession now, it hardly matters because, like, let's say you're going for Venipede or something. There's gonna be 3 or 4 of them right next to each other. Or, like, you're going for, I don't know, what's something later in the game? Like, Snorunt or Snover. It's super easy because there's so many of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I liked the completionist aspect of it, and Yeah. I would say it was inoffensive. There was nothing really good or necessarily bad about it. It just worked kind of like Legends Arceus. On the wild areas, I like that there's some like hidden paths through them. Like sometimes in order to find something
Sure.
important, you have to like worm your way through so you can get onto the rooftops, and that's the only place where that Pokemon is. I wouldn't say they were like exceptionally well designed, but they were fine.
Yeah. I did like that in some cases you had to find like an elevator up before you could access the right route.
One thing I liked in this game, thinking about its level design, is that it almost kind of brought back dungeons in a very, very light way. There was the sewers and the Team Flare base, and
Yeah.
they were a lot more like a standard Pokemon dungeon, which we haven't really gotten in a in a long time. We don't get like big team bases anymore.
I guess the best we had
I
was Sword and Shield, kinda, with some of the routes.
I really liked the new Team Flare dungeon. That felt good.
Yeah, it wasn't like super intensive or interesting. It was a very, very simple teleporter puzzle, to the point in which calling it a puzzle is weird.
I'm gonna be honest. It felt like the equivalent of like doing a divine beast in Breath of the Wild for me. Like, I know this is what you're calling a dungeon, but at the end of the day, I'm just running here, like through here from point to point, doing like the lightest puzzle solving, and
Yeah,
now and
I'm
then
just,
using Earthquake on the local Houndoom population.
Well, that's what
I'm
a
just
lot of
saying.
Pokemon dungeons were to begin with, though.
No,
Just systems in
Uh,
3D.
no. I mean, when you okay, since they got to 3D,
Like if I like super
mm,
simplify it, like you
they
use
had
Rock Smash or
no
like I know
earlier
where at.
Pokemon dungeons have like way harder warp puzzles,
rock puzzles.
and there's the like even in Gen 1, the Team Rocket, like the panels that throw you
Yep,
forward and stuff. This
Yeah.
was way simple, but it's still something compared to like
it's
Scarlet and
not
Violet.
nothing. Yeah,
Scarlet and Violet did not have anything I could remotely call a dungeon or even
yes.
really a gym. Gyms are kind of dungeons in a similar way.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, I don't
I
know. Yeah,
also really liked that base, but after playing 20 something hours of the same city layout, I kind of feel like that influenced my liking of it, to be honest. It's like, oh great, one new locale. I'm sorry. I'm really low on this game. I But yeah, okay. Yeah, it was all right. Yeah.
I mean, it's something. And
Yeah.
I want them to take that and I don't know, expand it and do more of that in future games. The thing is, this game was probably made pretty much concurrently with.
The new Pokemon game.
Gen
So,
10
yeah.
and Gen 9's DLC.
Yeah.
So maybe some of this stuff can get into Generation 10 in some way. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe there's gonna be more Pokemon in Gen 10. Like
Uh,
out
No,
in the field.
no
No,
new
no new
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
No new
Zero new
Pokemon.
Pokemon, actually.
No. Like not the new Pokemon. There's
I
of
know,
course
I
gonna be
know.
like 5 new Pokemon. Like you know how Game Freak distributes their Pokemon now. But just like more Pokemon on screen. The Switch 2 can handle it. Let's get more out there and actually have meaningful. I can't even like
For me, it's just
worlds because
it's
it's gonna be
yes,
an
it's
open world
meaningful
again, right?
locales. It what I desperately yearned for in this game was a meaningful locale, and I think that is why we're all kind of high on this little laboratory. When I can like think of like 8 places off the top of my head in Legends Arceus that were kind of interesting or had something cool going on in them, and I can't remember like a single location in Scarlet and Violet.
Come on, you don't remember a hit Cafe Leia?
I mean,
No, you're right. There is no real like substance to the city itself.
it's really weird to me too because the game that Lumios was showed off in or like it premiered in was, Gen 6. It was like the crown of that world. It was a weird big city where your camera went behind your character and it felt big and it felt like there were more places to explore than there actually were. And sure, it was on the 3DS and it looked kind of shit. But like, I don't know, it really did add to the world. And I think there were probably more buildings you could go into in that version than this version, to be quite honest with you.
I would have to check, but there is a possibility that you are right.
I bet I'm right.
The real
And-
tragedy is that Lumiose banned roller skating.
Well, yeah, and it's like I feel like now, like what, 7 years later, I don't know how when the fuck
5
we're
in
so
game, like 12 in real life.
we're so old. This city feels so much smaller than it did there, and yeah, why the fuck couldn't we roller skate? How weird is that? That's that would be nice for traversal.
Did they explain it at all? I know they explained the Go-Goat service went down because the Go-Goats were getting scared because there were wild Pokemon in the city.
The removal of the roller skates is because the roller skates were there for the full like 3D movement before, because back in X and Y, you could move on the grid by
Yeah.
using the D-pad, and then you would move completely freely off the grid by using the roller skates and the analog stick. Now
Wait,
the game
you
has
guys
no
use
grid.
the D-pad in X and Y?
You
I used the
can-
circle pad the entire time.
Congrats. I'm just saying you can do that.
Oh.
I'm just saying it's a thing you can do, motherfucker. Ugh. Anyway, but this game has no grid, so there is no need for that, like at all.
Well, yeah, sure. There's not a need for it. I think it would be cool if it brought it back.
Yeah, it would be nice, but it doesn't serve the mechanical function it used to.
I really didn't like our double jump. I'm gonna say that.
Oh, you mean the glide? That
That's
wasn't
not
a
a glide.
glide.
That's not a glide. It's a double jump if you jump off a building.
I
Yeah, it's
got
a bit-
used to it and got really good at doing really long, dumb traversal things. But boy, is it ever stupid.
Yeah, it's a very awkward traversal mechanic that it's like you move in a U shape in a parabola.
Yeah.
And very odd. But you can do some stuff with it.
It's like snakes up B in Smash.
I did figure out how to gain altitude on it and climb with it, so there is that.
Yeah, well, they definitely tried to introduce some like more traversal stuff because there's all those little puzzles around the city to get the screws,
Oh,
which
that's
are
true.
which are like mildly fun. I kind of liked them. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
they were anything exceptional. And it is kind of annoying that there's definitely some you need the traversal mechanic for, the glide, and you don't
Yeah.
get that for a while. So there's some you can do, and then others you're just kind of like scratching your head, going like, "How the heck is this possible at all?"
Yeah.
And there's some jank to it too. Where there's a lot of the solution is often rolling off a ledge to get
Yes.
more forward
yeah.
momentum, and it feels a bit awkward. But whatever. I had kind of a good time doing it. There was a fun collectible that gave you like permanent power-ups when you spent it at the store.
Yeah. I
So
can
that was
only
cool.
imagine how bad that final boss fight would have been if I didn't buy the stupid plushes.
Yeah, we heard you playing it. You were so angry and you had maxed out HP.
Wait,
Yeah.
what plushes?
What?
Are you
I'm
joking?
I'm
or-
fucking with you guys.
Okay.
But I actually
That's-
didn't take any health plushes out of, principle. I took
just
the
took
catching
What
and
do
the
you
XP
mean out
ones.
of principle?
I just wanted the game to be harder.
Hmm.
That's fine. I mean, that's one of the benefits of such a thing is that if you want to, you don't have to take them. You don't have to take the health up. You could take the money up if you really want to.
Yeah.
I took the ones that worked well. So I
got-
definitely
had
had some
everything.
HP ups.
Except like the final money one at the end. So
How do we feel about this story?
it was fine.
It was fine.
Like it's nothing to write home about.
The main
Uh,
thing about the story is that it has these like episodic vignettes for the most part.
Sure.
Right? You kind of like you get your promotion match, and it goes, okay, well, now you have to deal with this person, and you learn who they are and do whatever bullshit they want you to before they will fight you. It's weird that you have to go through hoops to fight these people when they
Yeah.
want to promote too.
Like, oh, I can't find my match. You'd think they could just, I don't know, like report them to the system and be like, hey, I can't find my match because it's a silhouette named Grisham. You think you could just bump me up? Like,
Or think you could just give me anyone else?
yeah, why the fuck do I have to like ask like 7 people in the city who the fuck this is?
Guys, my promotion match won't fight me because I don't know what her like favorite color is or something.
And I
Can
won't
I get a different one?
and I won't comply to his demands to bring the Floette. A bit silly, but it's Pokemon, so whatever. How do we feel about loan sharks?
Oh, the
I
loan
think-
sharks were great.
I think loan sharks are great.
They weren't the
Was
bad
I
guy.
the only one who thought that, like, that whole section was kind of fucked up?
I don't know. Pokemon taught me that the Yakuza are good. That's what I learned.
Genuinely, what the fuck? Like, okay, yes, they're endearing by the end, but like, they still put people in like low-key slavery for owing them money.
That's just life, though.
Yeah, and it's shit in life too.
So yeah, that whole section is weird because we're presented initially with them being like really awful, but then it's like
Oh no,
they
but
weirdly
actually,
like
yeah, we
they
help
weirdly
the city.
like turn it around, and it's like what? But you still have this terrible reputation, so you probably did do something bad. Otherwise, why would people spread these rumors? I know that rumors can spread without real reason, but it's still odd.
Yeah.
That section is a bit weird just if you want to look at it morally, because it's like what is even going on?
Don't get me wrong. I love Corbo. I love his henchmen. They are very endearing, but like, what kind of lesson is Pokemon trying to tell these children? Like, yes, debt collectors are actually really cool people.
But where are people gonna get their money? In some sort of Pokemon bank?
You should actually go to the Yakuza and like go to the Mafia for your debts. It's actually super cool, and they'll just like make you help the like. Oh, I guess if you were to like look at the most charitable way, I don't know. I guess the whole theme of the end is all these people from different walks of life can come together to help their city.
Ah, yes, the streamer, the Yakuza, and the fighting dojo man.
But they're still shit.
Yeah, no, the Yakuza section is weird.
Yeah.
Again, I do like them. They're funny. They form the giant ladder at the end.
Yeah. Which is like the best bit of the game.
I learned you can jump off and force them to do it again, and
Oh
there's
my
different
God!
dialogue each time. You can do it like multiple times, and he gets progressively angrier at you.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's really funny.
I only learned that afterwards with people posting screenshots, but very funny.
Yeah.
The main story is just that every rank you go through a little episodic thing.
Yeah. Have to
And
deal with
then
an
you go
absolutely
forward.
unreasonable person and then move forward.
And I liked most of those characters. I found
Yeah.
them to be fun.
Oh, hey, participate in our battle tournament. No, we have to save the city. Huh. Oh, what the fuck do you mean you have to save the city?
Proceeds to
What?
digitally stalk you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole section felt a little uncomfortable.
And make sure you don't lose to her. She will literally enslave you somehow.
Yeah. What was the dragon chick's name again? Oh, I don't actually know her name, but all I know is her real name is just sissified, bimbified little submissive slut because she lost in a battle one time.
God,
She lost, and then she was forced to be a maid for like 2 years. What kind of bet did they make before the battle? Someone's really stupid.
That's what you get for having like an all dragon team against a fucking fairy user, you idiot.
I mean, you can see things, but there is actually some like character in their teams and stuff because
Oh yeah,
her main guy, her Mega Evolve, is Dragon Poison, and
dragon.
Poison's good against Fairy. So
That's true.
you can see something there. But anyway, it is clearly the most like toxic Yuri relationship possible.
And I'm
it's
here
not
for it.
good.
Is what
Yeah,
we're trying
truly,
to
I'm here
say.
for it. There's funny things like when you learn that the old man construction guy is doing all the fan events digitally, VTubing digitally for Canary. It's
Yeah.
very funny. As soon as I walked in and saw him, I knew he had something to do with Canary, but as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh god, he's a VTuber. She's not real. But then she was real, which was unfortunate.
Yeah. And she can hurt you.
Yeah.
That Stunfisk gave me so
Yeah,
many
she's fucking
problems.
easy as shit.
The Stunfish gave you problems? I
The
don't remember that
Stunfisk
big.
countered half my team.
Oh, it's
Oof.
a you problem, my friend.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Yeah,
you
it was
problem.
a me problem. I said some gamer words, just like Kanari said some gamer words when she lost.
I don't know. There were some little fun lore things, like how you go into the museum and it's like all the shit from the Hisui region. Notably, if you look at Arvin's outfit, it said that the person who wore it personally donated it to the museum.
You mean Volo?
Sorry, yeah, Volo. Apologies.
Arvin is a very different
Arvin's
character.
yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, but yeah, it's like oh man, when's our boy gonna show up? He did not. It is sad. But yeah, it was fine. I'm a little sad that there was not a. I just feel like the last Arceus game went pretty hard with its last fights. Like they were very fun. I feel like the last Pokemon battle in that game is probably like one of my top 3 Pokemon battles in the whole series. And I'm a little sad that no battle in this game felt really that interesting. And that might just be because of my general dislike of the battle system.
Yeah, I will say the final boss of the main campaign, where you basically just beat up on the 2 flowers on the floor
Very
of
lame.
the tower, is not great. I was not
Yeah.
a fan of that. That said, I did really like the spectacle of us commanding Zygarde in his big
Yeah.
robot form, shooting big lasers.
Yeah,
That was cool.
That was cool.
Liked that.
for sure.
And in the post game, when you fight him, and basically as you fight the rogue megas, that was great. That section is better than the Arceus fight at the end of Legends Arceus.
I'd agree with that.
Obviously, it helps that the rogue mega style fights are the best part of the game, so having that be the best one, obviously it's probably like the highlight of the game, which someone almost missed. Sliv. Anyway, the overall like end story is really just like the actual main plot is just something as built a long time ago is going haywire, and we need to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
And the mega corporation somehow wasn't evil. I'm surprised.
Well, neither were the
Yeah.
Yakuza is the thing. So
Like I thought that short asshole Jet was gonna be super evil or something, but she showed up like twice.
I don't know. I feel like this game reeks of questions to be answered in the DLC, like how there were people like protesting in that one scene, and then actually, like nothing came of that.
Yeah.
Like everything pointed towards something going on with the president of Quasartico, and fucking nothing. Nothing. We got nothing. Actually, they're super chill. Actually, nothing was wrong with them the whole time.
Honestly, Vinny looked like he was gonna smash more heads in than Corbo or fucking Filippo.
Oh, I always knew he had the heart of gold. You could tell. You could tell.
No,
But like
Vinny
the
was
president.
fine.
It's the president. It's like, come on. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a bit
We know
weird.
nothing about her.
there's no true villains in this game, like, at all.
No.
Everyone was kind of a good person.
Even new Team Flare isn't bad.
Yeah.
No, not really. They're fine. So, like, the big thing was it's just an old mistake of Az that we just need to deal with. And that narratively feels a bit like whatever.
Well,
You know?
in that case, then the true villain actually did die by the end of the game.
He pussied out
So
and
we
died.
did it. We did it, everybody.
We did it. We killed Az.
And he died alone.
Died alone in his hotel while everyone else was
Yeah,
punching
not even
flowers.
with his floette. Loser. Pokemon. All right. Yeah.
But, you know, we now have another immortal man to walk around L.
How strange. Did they explain that? Was it because he fired the weapon? Is that the reason for
it's
that?
because he fired the weapon.
Okay.
He got it the same way as did, basically.
Okay.
That's cool. I like it. I like
Punish
I like
Lysander
Punish-
is where
yeah,
it's
Punish
at.
Lysander.
Exactly. Dudes, yeah. Bro, dap me up.
He looks so much cooler now. He looks so much cooler than he did before.
He does. I hope he shows up in every Pokemon game as an Easter egg.
I mean, I hope he does show up in some Pokemon game
Something,
somewhere.
right? Yeah.
Right? We've made him this immortal guy. He can be, I don't know, the new Looker who shows up every now and
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Looker?
I think he got amnesia and then they never finished it.
Well, he at some point he adopted Emma, and then Emma grew up, became hot as fuck, and then started the Looker Investigation Bureau.
Yeah, but I think Looker leaves. I think the last time we've met Looker, he had amnesia. It was like in Sun and Moon. He just
Yeah.
had amnesia and they never concluded it or something like that. I could be wrong. I don't remember. It's
We're
not
gonna
important.
find out in the DLC in like 4 months.
We find out that Looker is the guy that our rival was looking for the whole time.
Yeah, that's again, when I talk about again questions that reek of answers being solved in the DLC. Come on, you're just gonna leave that fucking plot point?
Yeah, whoever the rival's looking for, that's got to be the DLC plot for sure.
Yeah.
So boys, the end of the game, the climax. How did you feel when Tawny held a temper tantrum? And it's like, no, I'm going up Lumio's tower with Floette. You can go eat shit.
I'm the leader. Battle me, bro. And then if I lose, I don't fucking care. I'm the leader. I make the decisions.
I mean, it worked out in the end. They made the right choice.
Yeah, that's fine. She can go into fucking plant jail for all I care. I get to do all the cool shit. Yeah, I got to fight 2 plants and have a cool mech battle. She gets to sit in a chair and be in plant jail. Bro, can you imagine, like, I don't know, that fucking chair, like, sitting in it is what grants you eternal life, and now Tawny just lives forever? She just didn't know.
Anyway, so that's the plot basically. After
Yeah.
I don't know, we got Mega Zygarde with his big fuck off cannon.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's hilarious. It looks really dumb when it's above his head, but when he actually like brings it down and like
Yeah.
fires it, that's when it looks pretty good.
I always thought of it as like a weird battering ram.
Yeah. And then the post game is nothing. There's really nothing there. It's just dealing with Yveltal, Xerneas, and then getting Zygarde.
Real talk though, Yveltal was way too small. He
did feel a
just
bit
looked like a
small.
silly little guy.
Yeah.
Still a little like god of death.
Yeah, god of death and destruction. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I'll say its story was enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed the little episodic stuff, but it's not like Pokemon ever has like amazing plots, so
Yeah.
like it's fine. I'm not sure if it's a step up from Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet Violet, I also kind of liked its general story. It had like 3 different plots that then converged at the end, sorta. But it's definitely better than like Sword and Shield, which is a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't know. I think in terms of post game, I think probably my favorite one is still like the Omega Ruby stuff.
Oh, the aura
Um,
stuff with the
The Delta
God,
episode.
what's it called?
The Delta episode, yeah, where it has giant lore implications that separate it from the Game Boy games. And then at the end, there's a really cool cutscene and then a cool ass battle with the Oxes. This is about what I expected from a Pokemon game, with a minor feeling of, oh, I got Kingdom Hearts 3'd.
If we don't get Mega Fug in the DLC, we storm Game Freak's office and riot.
All I'm saying is Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre, Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre better look big as fuck. I want them big.
Dude, imagine the sheer size of Primal Kyogre or Groudon. Or like an Alpha Whale Lord or some shit.
Oh fuck. What I'd like to talk about the online battling for a hot second, because
Okay, yeah,
that's
we
a
can
new
do
part
that.
of this game.
I
Sure,
played
you'll
some.
have to talk about that. I never touched it.
Yeah, it sucks mad dick.
Yeah, it's
period.
not great. It's fun.
I had fun with it. I think it's ass. I think when I before mentioned that this game could benefit from some kind of like 3-on-3 capture the flag, I feel like that's where you put that in, where battling is more than throwing your guy at another guy and hoping that somebody doesn't steal your kill. I think it desperately needs objectives of some kind. It desperately needs another game mode to have any kind of legs. And I don't think that's going to happen. And as is, people will play this so that they can get the precious Greninjite or, Delphoxite or whatever.
Oh, look how long it took you. It took you, what, like half an hour?
To get my Greninjite? Yeah.
Yeah, that's not exactly stable for an online game mode. And I do agree with you that having secondary objectives would be critical to making this battle system work online. And it could work online.
Yeah.
With objectives.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Pokemon Unite, but you control it like this or some shit.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. I could actually see a MOBA game mode being kind of fun with this.
Or like a team shooter. Like
Oh,
Marvel Rivals or
what the fuck are you on about?
Just like,
I think you're going a little too far with what we have.
With what we have, no, but when do we get the Pokemon Hero shooter? I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Pokemon Gun.
What
coming
skin are
soon.
you using on Gardevoir, pal?
I'm using the Gothitelle skin on Gardevoir.
Right. Yeah, as it is, it sucks. It has the bones of something cool, but I don't think they'll expand on it in this game, or I very much doubt they will. And
how much has the DLCs improved Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet? Because I haven't played any of the DLC for those. Never mind finished, like Gen 8 or 9.
I bought them and I never fucking played them.
I have not played any of the DLCs for any of the games that, started the DLC trend. I actually am considering getting this one's DLC for some reason. I don't know. I guess I was just interested. I'm curious as to what they'll do with it.
Because, like, in-game, they're talking about how people are missing. Like, the gym leader for Lumiose is actually just high-key missing. That was that little blonde kid, right?
Are you sure they're missing, or they just left the city? His gym was inside Lumiose Tower, and it was not operational at this point, so he might just be away.
As far as I'm aware...
Actually, I think
Giovanni.
They bring up, I think a lot of people left the city after the, big weapon was fired.
Yeah, a lot of people left. But, like, we're also having, like, this Hoopa shenanigans in the DLC, so it's making me think some odd stuff's gonna go on there.
Well, we'll see.
I can't wait for this city, except it has, like, a purple tinge on it to signify that it's been Hoopified, and it's the same city we have to walk.
They so would.
I mean, I had to assume with the DLC, they just have to make a new area, because the DLC is going to have to add more Pokemon, and thus more wild areas. And there's not really anywhere else in the city to put wild areas.
Make the entire city the wild area.
I mean, that would be a funny thing to do in, the climax. Just have wild Pokemon literally everywhere across the whole city.
They're probably going to pull another underground area, I would imagine.
Maybe, yeah.
The Lumiose Catacombs.
I mean, that would actually be pretty on point for France, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I am a little sad we didn't go there.
We got the sewers, which was the closest, but
Yeah.
But the sewers, like, there wasn't really anything to them either, which was unfortunate.
No, not at all.
no, the sewers were effectively just another wild area. I guess the only thing left is to, I don't know, how'd you guys feel about the new mega designs?
Yeah.
A lot of them were cool. Some were dumb looking.
I think
But-
enough of them looked cool, and that's all that matters. They can't all be winners. There were a lot of good ones, so
Army grew on me.
Starmie the memes make it grow on me. There's
Well,
so many
yeah.
dumb memes about that
Of course.
that thing. It's funny. When you look at it in a still, it looks pretty bad. But when you actually see it moving and stuff, it's kind of funny, and I do like it.
yeah.
I think this kind of just goes for Pokemon in general. It's what I thought of last night, is that, you know, a lot of people say that, like, as the games are going forward, the designs are getting worse. You know, some people say that. I don't subscribe to that.
I would never dare to agree with that, to be
No,
honest.
I don't agree with that, but some people do say that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the designs are getting worse, but I do think they're getting more divisive. Right?
Sure.
I think there's more Pokemon nowadays that come out that you love it or you hate it. There's less like, this is fine. Because look at Gen 1, there's
Yeah.
Pidgey is just a bird, right? It's not super interesting. It's just a bird. And it's fine.
Well, and like, what's like the most divisive design of Gen 1? Like Jinx,
Yeah.
which isn't even that bad. Okay, it's a
pretty
little
bad.
weird. It's weird.
It's pretty bad.
It's fine, dude. It's a weird magical animal.
So I that's kind of what I
Yeah.
think, and that's what I think about these megas too, is that, you know, you're gonna love it or you hate it. Some of them are maybe, I feel like we needed a few more that were just like purely cool
Sure.
with a little less goof in it, but overall I like them. The two of my favorite Pokemon are Frostlass and Scolipede, and I like Mega Frostlass and I like Mega Scolipede, so I'm pretty happy.
Look, people on the internet can say all fucking day that they turned Feraligatr into a skibbity toilet. And that may be true. But that shit's cool as fuck. And I don't care what anyone says. I love it.
They could have put the lid down, and it
No.
would have looked cooler.
No, I like that the lid comes down when he's doing a big chomp.
I'm not the biggest fan of Mega Feraligatr. I think I like it in concept, but I think its execution is a little not great. Like, it needed to be executed a bit better.
My man's just cosplaying a Totodile.
I will say, out of the starters, the best looking new Mega was the Mega Embor. Him being like a wizard looked cool.
Then why'd you pick Feraligatr?
Because fucking Feraligator's cooler than Embor.
True. Real.
Big chomp.
Big chomp.
I don't think Embor is supposed to be a wizard. I think he's supposed to be like a general.
bow
and
staff.
it's like a spear or something.
Yeah. Looking forward. How are we feeling about Gen 10, gentlemen?
Well, according to big leaks or something, we're supposed to get it next year, so that's a bit iffy. Obviously, this game would have been made pretty much concurrently with Gen 10, so whether Gen 10 will take any lessons from this game, I don't know.
Well, according to what the internet tells me, Pokemon is garbage. Everything past Gen 3 is garbage. Game Freak doesn't know how to make games, and it's gonna be garbage. But I'm gonna buy it anyway.
I don't even know. I on one hand, I could say get the fuck away from open world, but I know that's not going to happen. And there are parts of this open world that I didn't mind, and there were parts of Legends Arceus open world that I quite liked. So I guess it's really, you know,
The big thing with Generation 10 is I want them to still have open areas, but I also kind
Yeah.
of want routes back. I like routes where the trainers will force you to fight them and they're actual obstacles, not just optional grinding opportunities.
I think this game has taught me what I kind of really maybe want the most from a new Pokemon game is an area that I remember. I want to play through the game and I want to have parts of it that stick with me, that are appealing in some interesting way, that I can believe that these magical creatures are living there, that I like going through. because I felt like that was largely missing from this city. That's what I'd like. Instead of this big, Gen 9 fucking plains and mountain area and generic snow area.
I think the main thing I got from this game is that I think this game handled Pokemon boss battles the best out of any Pokemon game ever.
Certainly.
These are the best boss battles I've had, and the Legends Arceus style of the way that wild Pokemon work in this game, I really like. I like how the wild Pokemon try to attack you, and you can catch them in real time. I think that all works, and I kind of like that to exist going forward, but I want, trainer battles to just be the standard Pokemon battles. I don't want that to ever go away, because that core Pokemon battle system is just great.
Yep. How about you, Sliv? What do you want in Gen 10?
I don't know how they're going to do it, but I 110% agree we need routes back to an extent. But they can't be the hallway style routes that they were in Swish. That's not the right idea. There needs to be a balance between traditional Pokemon mechanics that we got used to for 8 generations and what Pokemon is now turning into, this more open world style of Pokemon. Like, the whole point of Pokemon is catching your Pokemon and battling trainers. And if the game doesn't force you to battle trainers, and trainers are only optional if you manage to run into them, like, what's really the point? Go do the gym, battle the Elite Four if there's an Elite Four, become the Pokemon Master.
I guess the answer to that would be there's still online battling and there's still that core fun metagame to be had. But yes.
Yeah, but like then you have like the sweaty tryhards. Like, online's always been an option, right? Like,
But
Well,
yes,
the whole
I
point
agree
of
that the
competitive
core of
bat-
the game should be well designed at the
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, Pokemon at the end of the day is a single player game with multiplayer battling added to it. If the foundation and the core of the single player game just isn't working, the game isn't working.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
we've stopped talking about Z-A now. We're just talking
We're
about
just
our
talking
hopes for
about
Gen 10.
Pokemon.
Well, I figure we're wrapping up, so.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Let's wrap up.
All right. Well, everybody, I'm sure next year when Gen 10 comes out and we're all playing through one of the worst open worlds we've ever seen in our entire fucking lives, and people are bitching about trees online, you'll be able to see us here on Thunder Club, back at it, talking about who has the biggest ass. I've been Kaznarius, and with you has been Sliv.
With you has been Sliv.
Yep. Just with you, not me. I don't fucking care about this asshole. With you has been Sliv.
See ya.
And the Nameless Guest.
Yo, see ya.
And go a bye-bye.